Somebody said, did he fall off the bed?
Yeah, he fell off the bed. That's what me and her really got into it about. So look, little bro fall off the bed. I'm like, man, pick him up. She's like, oh, he's strong. Man, pick up the fucking baby, you dumbass bitch. Why the fuck you let him fall in the first place? I had to walk out the hotel, bro. It made me so mad.
The internet thought it had already seen peak chaos, but then Bino and Hazel E walked in like the unofficial TMZ Avengers and said, "Hold my ring light," out of nowhere. These two dropped footage so wild, so messy, so downright reality TV on steroids, that even the Zeus network interns probably clocked out early and whispered, "Yeah, we're not surviving this one," because what they exposed about how Chrisean's baby is really treated behind the scenes. Oh, this makes the Kardashian drama look like a kindergarten coloring book. This leak didn't just break the internet, it smacked the internet across the face while screaming, "Wake up, it's scandal o'clock." And the craziest part, nobody saw it coming. 1 minute, people are arguing about Blueface's haircut and Carlos's latest meltdown. The next, Bino hits upload and Hazel E drops commentary like she's running a crime investigation podcast sponsored by Petty Energy. The footage spreading now is so shocking that even hardcore Chrisean supporters pause their timeline battles just to ask, hold on, what am I looking at? If you thought this story couldn't get messier, congratulations, you were absolutely, beautifully, hilariously wrong. Welcome to the leak that's about to ruin everybody's night. From the moment the footage surfaced, the internet froze like someone unplugged the Wi-Fi of the entire culture at once. Bino didn't just drop a leak, he launched a digital grenade, and Hazel E was right beside him holding the receipts like she'd been waiting for this moment her whole life. People weren't even ready. 1 second, the timeline was debating who Blueface blamed for what this week. The next, everyone was staring at this behind-the-scenes clip and whispering, "Ayo, this is getting too real." What makes the scandal even crazier is the context leading up to it, because none of this happened in a vacuum. For weeks, Chrisean had been firing off lives, rants, threats, apologies, more rants, and at least 3 emotional plot twists before breakfast. Blueface was somewhere between trolling her and tagging Bino every 5 minutes like he was auditioning for the role of petty stepdad of the year. And Hazel E, she was quietly watching everything unfold like a retired villain who got bored of peace and decided to stir the pot again. That's so when Bino and Hazel E teamed up. Everyone knew something messy was coming, but nobody expected this level of chaos. The footage didn't look like someone trying to get clout or stir random drama. It looked like someone finally snapped and said, "Fine, you'll want truth. Here it is, enjoy the fallout," and instantly, shockwaves spread. Fans, haters, bloggers, aunties, cousins, even people who don't watch the drama but pretend not to enjoy it, everyone set up. The video seemed to show the kind of behind-the-scenes environment that no one was supposed to see. The kind of messy, chaotic, unfiltered energy that influencers spend thousands hiding behind soft lighting, editing, and positivity quotes. Instead, this looked like the reality that wasn't designed for public consumption. Raw noise, arguments in the background, stressful energy bouncing around the room like it pays rent. It felt like the type of footage someone meant to delete but accidentally airdropped into the wrong phone. Immediately, reactions poured in from every direction. People weren't just surprised, they were stunned. Supporters of Chrisean tried to analyze the clip like forensic experts defending a client in court. Blueface fans claimed this was exactly what they'd been saying, even though nobody asked for their commentary. And neutral viewers, they were eating popcorn like they were binge-watching a new season of their favorite toxic reality show. But what truly set the internet ablaze was the tone Bino used when he leaked it. There was no hesitation, no second-guessing. The man posted it with the confidence of someone who had been collecting screenshots, timestamps, and emotional damage since 2022. He didn't talk around the issue. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He didn't even blink. He basically looked at the camera and said, "Since everybody wanna act like I'm lying, here's the truth. Do with it what you want." The world barely had time to process the first sentence before chaos erupted everywhere. Hazel E's involvement took everything 10 levels higher. She didn't just repost the footage, she narrated it like she was recapping a documentary, except instead of calm music and gentle voiceover, it was pure shade, pure sarcasm, pure heat. Hazel E came in like, "Oh, so this is what we're doing now? Good luck explaining this, baby girl." She delivered commentary with the sharpness of a roast battle champion and the precision of a surgeon slicing a rumor open. People couldn't decide whether to gasp, laugh, or message their friends to say, "Oh my god." Go watch this before it gets deleted. Suddenly, the drama felt less like an argument and more like a full-blown public investigation, one that nobody signed up for but everyone wanted front row seats too. The clip circulated faster than Chrisean could go live on 3 phones at once. Every entertainment page reposted it. Every drama outlet dissected it. Even unrelated influencers chimed in like, "I don't know what's going on, but I support negativity." Fans of Chrisean instantly tried to twist the narrative. They claimed the angle was bad, the situation was exaggerated, the audio wasn't clear, the lighting was suspicious, the whole thing was taken out of context. Meanwhile, Bino and Hazel E supporters were like, "Context? Baby, the footage is the context." It turned into a digital tug-of-war, except instead of rope, they were pulling on receipts, tweets, and comments. And behind the scenes, tension had already been brewing for months. Bino felt targeted, ignored, dismissed, and brushed off while trying to clear his name in 1,000 different situations. Hazel E felt disrespected every time she spoke up about motherhood, boundaries, or anything that didn't involve posing for the camera. Both of them had been sitting on frustrations, watching the timeline twist stories while everyone pretended to be experts in a life they knew nothing about. The leak didn't just happen, it built pressure, layer by layer. It was like shaking a soda bottle for months and finally unscrewing the cap. It exploded instantly, violently, and messily. The reactions weren't just shock. They were emotional. Some viewers were furious. Some were heartbroken. Some were entertained. Some just needed something to talk about during lunch break. But the biggest shock of all, the footage itself wasn't even the full story. It was just the opening act. There were hints of more. Bino mentioned he was done protecting people. Hazel E suggested this wasn't the only clip she'd seen or saved. The internet caught onto those clues immediately. Suddenly, viewers weren't just reacting to the leak. They were bracing for what might come next. Influencers started predicting that a second drop was coming. Drama pages claimed sources said this was only phase 1. People who normally don't even comment on celebrity mess were under posts typing essays like they were submitting homework. The energy was electric, the kind of scandal that grabs everyone by the throat and refuses to let go. Even people close to Chrisean whispered cryptic comments online. Some hinted at misunderstandings. Others hinted at pressure behind the scenes. A few stayed suspiciously quiet, which only fueled theories. Silence on the internet is louder than shouting, and the silence from certain people made the leak feel even more explosive. By the end of the night, the clip had already gone viral across every platform. Reactions kept flooding in. Rumors kept spreading. Opinions kept clashing. The story didn't cool down for a single second. Every refresh of the timeline brought new memes, new outrage, new conspiracies. It felt like the entire internet had become detectives in a case they didn't understand but desperately wanted to solve. And all of it started from one moment, one leak, one decision that changed the energy of the entire fan base. People weren't just watching anymore. They were invested. They were locked in. They needed answers. They needed reactions. They needed explanations. And just when the internet thought the scandal couldn't get any bigger, it did. Oh, it absolutely did. If the leak shook the internet, the reactions detonated it. Within an hour, timelines were moving faster than Chrisean running to interrupt a Blueface interview. People weren't just watching the story, they were living in it. Every scroll felt like a new plot twist. Every comment felt like a mini episode. It was drama season. And the whole internet got a front row seat without paying for Zeus, Hulu, or whatever subscription people pretend they canceled. Even celebrities jumped into the mess, some on purpose, others accidentally. Meme pages began posting reaction clips of Nicki Minaj looking confused, Drake blinking at the camera like he's trapped in an awkward interview, and Kevin Hart doing his little disappointed lip press. It felt like Hollywood had downloaded the clip and collectively said, "Oh no, baby, what is you doing?" But the wildest reactions came from the rap industry, which will comment on anything except their taxes. Rappers who haven't dropped music since Obama was in office suddenly found the energy to comment. One posted, "This the type of footage that ruins group chats." Another said, "Nah." Hazel E woke up choosing documentary-level violence. Even Blueface's ex-flings, you know. The ones that appear every 6 commercial breaks, tried to get in on the trending moment like side characters, auditioning for main roles. And while Chrisean's supporters were scrambling to rewrite the narrative like unpaid PR interns, the memes became unstoppable. Someone edited the footage into a trailer called Keeping Up with the Crayons, the UNCUT edition. Another edited Hazel E into a courtroom saying, "Your Honor, Exhibit A, Chaos." The internet turned a scandal into a comedy festival overnight. Because if there's anything people love more than drama, it's roasting it. Meanwhile, Bino and Hazel E were acting like this was only the warm-up. Bino kept posting cryptic messages like he was narrating a thriller movie trailer. Hazel E sprinkled commentary like glitter, messy, shiny, and impossible to remove. Every time they spoke, the internet collectively screamed, "Drop the rest." Like fans waiting for Rihanna to release an album. Then came the twists, the parts nobody saw coming. Because while people were fighting in the comments, an unexpected wave of influencers decided to analyze the footage like it was the Zapruder film. You had family vloggers debating parenting techniques. You had makeup influencers weighing in like they suddenly had degrees in psychology. Even fitness trainers were like, "See, this is why environment matters for growth." The entire internet became experts on a situation they weren't invited into, but nothing shook viewers more than the rumors that started spreading. Rumors that the leaked clip wasn't even the worst thing recorded. People started speculating like they were building FBI profiles. Some said Bino had 3 more videos. Others claimed Hazel E had screenshots that could end a career. The vibes were pure speculation mixed with maximum delusion. Exactly how the internet likes its scandals served. Every new rumor made the situation feel like one of those Netflix documentaries where the narrator says, "But what investigators found next?" changed everything. Except there were no investigators, just fans with too much free time and phones overheating from refreshing. Chrisean eventually noticed the trending chaos. And even though she didn't directly address the clip, she posted enough cryptic messages to fuel 1,000 new theories. One post said fake energy won't win. Another said God knows the truth, which is basically celebrity code for I'm absolutely not explaining anything right now. Her silence wasn't helping, it was adding gasoline to a bonfire that was already melting. The timeline. Blueface, of course, couldn't resist jumping in. He posted half jokes, half shade, half confessions. Math doesn't exist in his world. He hinted that the footage wasn't surprising, then claimed people should mind their business, then somehow pivoted to promoting music because even scandals must be monetized. Fans were confused whether he was defending, attacking, or trolling, but confusion is his brand. So nobody questioned it. Then, as if the drama needed another twist, Carlissa slid into the situation with her heavyweight opinions. She didn't even wait for confirmation. She reacted instantly like she had a tweet draft ready since last year. She commented on everything, sprinkled shade, added hints, inserted herself into a storyline she wasn't even part of, and acted like she'd been waiting for this moment longer than fans have been waiting for the DNA saga to end. At this point, every corner of social media was a war zone. Fans were fighting fans. Trolls were fighting everyone. Even people who hadn't seen the footage were fighting just to stay included. It was the kind of chaos that makes group chats blow up, relationships break, and screen time reports jump 300%. And in the middle of this wild circus, some viewers started turning on each other. Some blamed Bino for leaking. Some blamed Hazel E for stirring. Some blamed Chrisean for creating the environment. Some blamed Blueface because, well, people just blame Blueface by default. The blame game became the soundtrack of the scandal. And nobody agreed on anything except one universal truth. This situation was a disaster. And nobody was walking out clean. What made the internet even more obsessed was the emotional shift happening. At first, people were laughing. Then they were shocked. Then they were arguing. Then they started asking deeper questions, the kind of uncomfortable questions that don't get answered on live streams, tweets, or carefully curated Instagram stories. Suddenly, the drama felt less like entertainment and more like a mirror to something darker, something nobody wanted to admit was real. Hazel E didn't help the situation, she escalated it. She started posting side comments, personal experiences, and subtle hints that implied she'd seen things that made her uncomfortable long before this footage existed. Every post of hers became an instant headline. Every comment became an instant quote. She spoke like she'd been waiting for someone to take the blindfold off the public. And now that they had, she wasn't going back. The pressure kept building until the entire internet began anticipating the next shoe to drop. People weren't asking what happened anymore. They were asking what else happened. The difference between a scandal and a saga is longevity. And this situation had longevity stamped all over it. By the end of the night, timelines were smoking from overuse. People stayed awake refreshing. Drama channels were recording emergency videos. Bloggers were typing so fast their keyboards probably begged for mercy. Nobody went to sleep. Everyone needed the next update, the next reaction, the next clue, and deep down, everyone felt it. This wasn't ending anytime soon. The leak was just the beginning. The storm was still forming. And the fallout. Oh, that was going to hit harder than any headline they'd seen so far. By the next morning, the internet wasn't just buzzing. It was vibrating like someone plugged the entire timeline into a faulty power outlet. The aftermath of the leak hit harder than a Blueface Twitter rant at 3 a.m. Every platform, every feed, every group chat had turned into a courtroom with no judge, no lawyers, and absolutely no rules. People weren't asking if there would be fallout. They were counting the minutes until the next explosion. At the center of that shockwave was Chrisean, who suddenly found herself surrounded by more theories than a conspiracy subreddit. Every vague post she made became a headline. Every emoji she used became a clue. Even silence became suspicious. Fans were analyzing her energy like they were reading a zodiac chart, claiming she posted a blue heart. That means she's sending a message. The delusion was incredible and entertaining. Blueface, meanwhile, had the internet watching him like he was a live TV channel. Anything he tweeted instantly turned into a reaction video. He'd say something simple like, "This was about trust, loyalty, broken relationships, resentment, and egos bigger than the follower counts they come with." Every person involved had a different version of the truth. And every viewer thought they understood it better than the people living it. And then came the biggest consequence of all. People stopped viewing this as simple entertainment. It became a character study, a social media cautionary tale, a look into what happens when fame, pressure, resentment, and digital exposure mix into a toxic cocktail. Suddenly, fans weren't just laughing at the drama, they were analyzing everything. They questioned who was in the right, who was in the wrong, who was manipulating who, and what really happened off camera versus what was edited for the internet. The entire scandal shifted from pettiness to something heavier, deeper, more uncomfortable. Yet ironically, the more serious it became, the more viral it got. People love dark entertainment disguised as moral outrage. By the end of the week, every major drama page had covered the story. Commentary channels milked it dry. Podcasts debated it like they were discussing global politics. And the public? They were glued to their screens, waiting for the next meltdown, the next live, the next petty comment. The next possible leak. And here's the craziest part. Despite all the chaos, nobody got the closure they wanted. Not one person provided a clean explanation. Not one person cleared the air. Not one person gave a final statement. Everyone danced around the situation like it was musical chairs, and the music never stopped. That lack of closure became the cliffhanger of the century. The scandal didn't end. It just paused, frozen in the air like a punch that never landed. And you could hear the internet whispering, if this is just the beginning. We're not ready for what's coming next, because in this world of messy personalities, unpredictable reactions, and drama that multiplies like chaos with a Wi-Fi connection, one thing is guaranteed: another scandal is already loading. And if you made it all the way to the end of this wild, messy, beautifully chaotic roller coaster, congratulations! Your tolerance for drama is officially stronger than Blueface's Wi-Fi connection. You just survived a storyline with more twists than a TikTok conspiracy thread and more tension than Chrisean trying to keep a phone charger alive for 24 hours, but don't even think about leaving without smashing that like button like it owes you money. Hit it the same way Carlissa hits go live when someone mentions her name. And while you're already here living your best messy life, go ahead and drop a comment and tell us whose side you're on, what you think the real truth is, or just type Lord have mercy and keep it pushing. Either way, I'm reading everything. Make sure you subscribe too, because around here, scandals don't drop once a month like rent. No, no, no. On Celeb SYNC, chaos is a daily delivery service. If there's drama brewing, a meltdown trending, a leaked clip circulating, or a celebrity self-destructing in HD, best believe we're covering it before your favorite drama page even wakes up. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss the next episode of Celebrities Ruining Their Own Peace for Our Entertainment. Trust me, the way this saga is unfolding, the next twist is probably already posting itself on someone's Instagram story right now. And remember, in the world of fame, pettiness, and public breakdowns, one thing is guaranteed: there's always another scandal loading. Stay locked in, stay entertained, and stay messy. This is Celeb Sync signing off. Until the next disaster drops.